Just had quite a discussion with my wife did with some friends of hers, arguing over breaker boxes. Says her breaker box needs to be replaced when all she has is a blown breaker or a tripped one that won't stay on anymore. So I'm going to show you a few things here. This is a meter. This is where you start if you want to learn to replace your own breaker. That's what this video is about. Now, as you can see on this one, this is a new one. It's read automatically or from a distance. They don't have to come here anymore. There's these little locks here, they call them. Sometimes they're down here on this piece, and this is a piece that you want to find if you want to replace your own breaker. You need to be able to get in here and flip that down. That's the main breaker to here it's to the farm. Your place, it might just be to your house or in your shop. Now, if there is a little catch like this on it, you might want to call your power company and have them come by and remove it while you change your breaker. I'm guessing that's how they work it. So now we'll move on to the breakers. I just removed this inverter from an old trailer I'm reconstructing here. This is the breaker box out of the inverter box. A little windy out over here today, so I'm gonna have to do this right here. I may have to move inside. But this is what a breaker looks like. Normally you can pull it out with your hand. Just put a little sideways pressure on it, and they just lift out of the box. This one has a little catch here that catches in here. Excuse me. Catches into this little joint. Just like so. And then you just press down. And it's back in business. One thing I wanted to point out, when a breaker trips, it doesn't go all the way closed. It stays about that far over. Now the best way, sometimes you can pull it on over and click it off, but it has to reset. The best way, if it's like that, is to turn it on, flip it off, turn it on. That way you know it's been reset properly. But it's going to have a wire in it. And it'll be, you can't see it. Here we go. It'll be under this little notch. Okay, let me pull that back out. It'll probably be a white wire. It could be either any color. Just make sure you put the right one back in it. It goes into this hole. I don't have enough wire here to show you. It goes into that slot. And then this just tightens down against it. Make sure it's really snug without stripping this little screw. Wind's coming up again. I don't know how well this will turn out. And for the final, I'm going to take you over to the main power box that I have here at the campground. Okay, if you have a an outbuilding, a garage or something that the breaker's tripping in, you'll have it set up more like this. Well, not quite like this, but the main power box, you have to pull it down before the door will open. That just pushes to the side a little bit. Oh, we got a screw up here. Can't show you what's in and out. Alright, the handle has to be all the way down before this box will open. There we go, it lifted up. There's what's in that thing. That's a 600 volt switch. I put that here. This is on my side, they call it. Here's a mechanism that keeps the door from opening when the handle is up. Now, when this thing's on, this door should not open whatsoever. I'll come down here to the breaker box. Press down, it pops open. Now normally there is an inner piece that's laying right here. I had a camper in not long ago that kept tripping breakers. I had to replace one. Now with the power off, which it is, you can kind of feel around in here. Some of these are black, some are white. It's not needed in there. Make sure this is always clean in the box. But these work the same way. They press to the side. Okay, this 220 one's off. And but before you do that, just loosen this screw until this pulls out. Then you want to get that back in that slot. Now you can't quite see it here. Get it back in that slot. Tighten that screw down to where the wire will not pull out. Then snug it up, hopefully without stripping the screw. Them pretty tough little screws in there, so you shouldn't have any problem. Now this is a new style box. It doesn't have the no open feature. Make sure that's closed. And of course, if this is installed, you have two little screws down here you have to take out and put back in. In the commercial thing like this here, I don't always mess with it. Putting everything back together the way I should. This is standard 110, and for the campground, of course, this is your RV plug, and that's what this breaker operates. This is a 220 here. I always thought maybe I might put up, do a little work up here when it wasn't busy, and with the welder and such not, air compressor, but I haven't done it, which is fine. As soon as you have everything back to normal, you can switch her back on. I'll show you that door will not open. All right, I say the wife and the other ladies had quite a quarrel. She keeps saying she needs her breaker box changed. Well, that costs a fortune and it takes a lot of time, and she can't find anybody to do it right now. The only thing she needs is this little breaker replaced. So if you have a similar problem, you need to replace the breaker. It's super easy to do. If you don't think you can do it, don't. They're not hard. You can practice a little bit, leave the wire out for a while, just practice putting it in and taking it out a couple of times. If you get it wrong, you'll blow the breaker. So, and be sure and turn your power back on at the meter. But I don't know, here we, you know, they kind of let us do what we want out here in the country. But in town, you're going to probably have that little door is going to have something in there where you can't get into it. So just call the power company, ask them how they work that, say you need to put a new breaker in. They want to send someone by. They may just send someone by later to put in a new catch when you're done. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.